Chilly night tonight. Temperatures are going to dip into the 40s.
Starting to feel a little bit like fall in New England here.
Well, it officially is, as of 2 days ago.
There you go. Thanks again for joining us this evening. This is Corey Munster-Tiger and Harry Kozlowski on BCTV and WBNH 105.1. Excited to bring you tonight's Division I football action as the Bedford Bulldogs play host to the Goffstown Grizzlies. Captains are marching out to midfield right now. We talked a little bit about Goffstown's rough road so far. Bedford comes in with a record of 2-1. Their season opener was a loss down at Stello Stadium to Nashua North, but they bounced back with wins against Salem and then Thornton Academy that we were just talking about with Coach Matthews in his interview. So that was a quality out-of-state win against last year's main state championship in their Class A division. So they've bounced back nicely from their early loss in the season and seem to be on a roll here.
Yeah, Coach Matthews said that the team is riding their defense, and they've had a very impressive run. Only one touchdown given up in the last 10 quarters of play. They've given up only 2 touchdowns in the entire season.
The defense, that is, right? Exactly.
Right.
Of course, there was the interception return for a touchdown against Nashua North, a somewhat controversial play. The one thing that I took from his interview this week was the interesting mention of the pass rush doing such an exceptional job from the front four alone. They rarely have to blitz, and their front four are getting pressure on the quarterback. They've been disrupting the run significantly, but then also for the pass rush to be able to put pressure on with just 4 down linemen is outstanding.
Well, what you're describing is the Buffalo Bills defense.
Oh, here we go. Hey, Bill, can we get somebody new in here for color, please?
No, it just you just reminded me. You know, that's one of the reasons how they've been effective.
Yeah. It just reminded me.
But but it's a huge advantage because you can still flood the backfield, the defensive backfield, with defenders, and it's that much harder for an opposition quarterback, to find an open receiver when you've got seven people drop back.
Absolutely correct, and those down linemen we will likely see here early on in the game, as it appears that the Bulldogs will be kicking off. I didn't see who won the toss.
The Bulldogs did win the toss, and they deferred.
So they have done 3 times this year, as I remember.
They're giving it up to the Grizzlies to open up with.
So that defensive line led by Drake Sutton, big number 98, senior 6'2" and 215. He's been dominating the line of scrimmage throughout this season. Big boy, strong boy, and has done an excellent job in leading that defensive line unit. We will see him here shortly. Back to kick is Colby Snow, number 6 for the Bulldogs. And back to receive. Actually, they likely won't get a chance at it as the kick goes out of bounds, but Gavin Philbrook
and Patnode
and Will Patnode were back deep to receive. That kick does go out of bounds, so the yellow hanky comes out early on the first play of the game. And the Grizzlies will take over on the 35-yard line.
We'll get to see the Goffstown offense here. Scoring points has been a bit of a job for these Grizzlies, and they're running a very tight formation. Almost looks like a victory formation.
Wing T setup, really tight splits for that offensive line too.
Pitch back to Patnode.
Quick pitch, and now they take it right up into the middle. That was Josh Webb, the senior quarterback, tossing to Will Patnode. 6-yard gain or so, maybe 5.5, so it'll be 2nd and 5.
Pretty good start here for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, not bad. Those are really tight splits by this offensive line. They're really trying to pack it down tight, jam it up the middle of this defense. So we'll see if that defensive line that we were talking about can hold up. Another similar play. Bromley comes up and makes the tackle from his linebacker position on Will Patnode, who carries for another, we'll say 3 yards, 3rd and 2 on
so 8
their
yards.
own 43-yard line.
8 yards in total for Patnode so far, and they have a 3rd and short situation on their 43-yard line.
4 yards in a cloud of dust, and that will get you first downs each time. So Webb takes the signals from the sideline, talks it out to his offensive unit. They come back to the line of scrimmage, barks out some signals. Same play again. Patnode gets the first down as he squeaks out to the 47-yard line, and they'll move the sticks in this first possession of the game.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how Coach Hammond for the Grizzlies branches off from this formation. He basically ran the same play 3 times, effectively getting a first down, picking up 12 yards in total.
Sure.
But I got to believe that Coach Matthews is going to start adjusting the defense to block that up.
He thinks there's some variations here as well. Looks like the same play, but the opposite direction. That gets blown up pretty quickly, as that was Bromley knifing through the offensive line and gets a tackle for a 2-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 12 on the Grizzlies 45.
Vincent Neves Ruiz, the ball carrier for the Grizzlies on that play, losing 2 yards.
So we saw Patnode have success 3 plays in a row, and unfortunately Nieves Ruiz didn't see that same success. Webb brings his team back to the line. Dive right up the middle. Gets stacked up, but not before a 2-yard gain. That was Max Cody on the carry.
So far, Goffstown testing the inside of that Bedford line.
Right up the gut, but they do have a long yardage 3rd down, as it's 3rd and 8 on their own 49-yard line.
Bulldogs giving up about 14 yards on these 6 plays.
Webb comes back to the line of scrimmage, barks out some signals. Motion is Patnode, and that same toss goes off tackle right and gets stacked up at the Bulldogs 47. So they are about 4 or 5 yards short of the first down.
Yeah, Patnode actually shifted to the outside to the right on that carry. Found some room, but it closed up very quickly, and now they're in a 4th and 4.
4th and 5, 4th and 4. Either way, it's not a gimme. The offense stays on the field for the Grizzlies. Webb comes to the line. Tight splits again for the offense. Perhaps they're looking to draw him off, but no, they toss it back to Patnode again. Comes to the right side, gets to about the Bulldog 45, but he's stacked up there, and that'll be a turnover on downs. The Bulldogs will take over on their own 45-yard line.
That was the same play that Patnode ran the last time, and only wound up picking up about 2 yards. Going to be ending up about 2 yards short at the Bedford 45-yard line. That's where the Bulldogs will take over for first down. With 8:12 to go here in the first quarter, no score.
Nice job by Evan Sabati there, coming up from his safety position, getting the initial hit on, and Parker Bromley came over and cleaned it up. Danny Black takes the field. He has the Bedford offense on the field. 2 tight end set here. We're going to have a neutral zone infraction, as the defensive lineman for the Goffstown just popped his head right over that ball, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty. We saw this set a little bit in the second half from last week's game, as the Bulldogs came out with 2 tight ends and had some success running the ball.
So they've got a short field now. 1st and 5 at the 50.
Black in the gun again. Snow goes in motion. Another flag. As Snow went in motion, took the handoff from Black, but we had the deep back judge throw a flag. I'm not sure if that was counting players or not, or perhaps there was... Yeah, he seems to be counting right now, so... Yeah, so it was an illegal substitution on the defense. as it seemed like they had too many players on. I'm not counting them right now, but yeah, we just saw one of the defensive linemen trot off the field, and 2 penalties in a row give the Bulldogs a first down. So they haven't really done much, but they got a first down already.
Congratulations to the bass fishing team for their 7th-place finish in the state qualifier at Lake Winnipesaukee on Thursday. And they qualified for the finals next Saturday.
Nice job. Hopefully they caught some big ones there. Black in the gun again. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff, deep down the right side, looking for his man Colby Snow, can't quite get it. Hand in defensive play by Gavin Philbrook, knocked it away at the last moment.
Yeah, that was a good defensive play by Philbrook, who was step by step with Snow. The pass was on Snow's right side, and Snow was expecting the pass on his left, so he had to turn around to adjust to the ball.
Yeah, you saw there on the replay, Snow had a step or two, so he was in behind the D-back, and fortunate for Philbrook, he caught back up to it and made a play on the ball. So 2nd and 10 here. I like the play call though, right? 2 penalties in a row. You're in Grizzlies territory. Why not take a shot deep? Too tight set here again. Black in the gun, hands it off to Sphere, up the right guard. He's ahead for about a 9-yard gain down to the Grizzlies' 36, almost 35-yard line.
Yeah, he's brought down just before the 35, so it'll be 3rd down and 1 on this play.
Good to see Sphere back in pads and making a great north-south run. 9 yards on his first carry. Ledger Russell will take on the duties now as Black comes to the line. Again, a too tight set. Soden offset right, and Snow split right. Black hands it off. Russell up the middle again, bounces out to the left, hits a defender and carries him along for a 6-yard ride as Jaden Perez couldn't quite pull him down right away. Big, strong runner like Sphere. Russell was able to power ahead for about a 15-yard gain there.
Yeah, that was all Ledger Russell reading his blocks and finding the open field.
Good cut here from right back out to his left, and he gets one-on-one with those defensive backs. He's a big, strong kid, and he's going to carry him for a ride.
Yeah, Perez didn't have the leverage to bring him down. He just had to go along. He just got carried along there by Russell on that game.
Wrap him up and wait for friends, right?
Yeah.
Black in the gun again. Ooh, little switch up in the backfield. Black turned the wrong way, but then got it to Russell. Went off the left guard and still got ahead for just about a 10-yard gain.
Yeah, that was they were lucky. It started out pretty poorly because Black looked to his right, but Ledger went to the left. So Black turns around quickly to get the ball handed off to him.
It's a very fortunate play. You frequently see on that kind of exchange a fumble happen, but they did get it to Russell, and they got ahead for a 12-yard gain. So 1st and goal from the 8. First offensive series for the Bulldogs, and they're already threatening. Black in the gun, motion by Soden. He'll stop over the left guard. Russell again off left tackle, runs into his own player at the goal line. And I think he might be, they're ruling him short.
Yeah, knee came down at the 1-yard line.
And that was Colby Snow on the tackle. As you see here on the replay, he runs into Colby Snow, who's trying to block downfield, and inadvertently brings down Russell right here as he collided with his teammate. So 2nd and goal from the 1. And that's just domination on these run plays. They're moving the line of scrimmage back and getting a lot of room for these north-south runners, Sphere and Russell. Now Sphere is behind Black. Snow in motion. Sphere right up the middle, and it's a touchdown.
Got in without anybody touching him.
Really? Saw there on the replay right off the right guard. And as you mentioned, barely a hand was laid on Sphere as he marched in for that touchdown. 5:53 to go here in the first quarter. 6-0 Bulldogs. Snow is on to attempt the extra point. Sabati will hold. We have a flag coming in from the far side judge.
And I think he indicated offsides. He put his hands on his hips. We'll see if that's the call here. And it is.
So they'll march ahead a whole 1.5 yards. Sometimes that creates a little bit of a decision for head coaches. Perhaps he might want to go for 2, or maybe he's just comfortable kicking the extra point. And it looks like the field goal team will stay out there.
The officials are speaking with Coach Matthews right now, asking if that's what he wants to do, and it looks like they will stick with the extra point try. Oh, they're going to decline.
They decline the offside, right? So it was encroachment defense. They decline. Snow is ready to kick. Snap is back. Hold is good. The kick goes into the line, and it is no good. Just didn't get any elevation on that. You see here as it gets drilled right into the back of the offensive line. So it will remain 6-0 on Logan Spears' touchdown with 5:53 to go here in the first.
No, maybe he should have went for 2.
A convincing and powerful statement by the Bulldogs offense on that first possession as they marched right down the field. Got a little help at the start with those 2 early penalties, but then kept it on the ground and bulldozed their way to a quick 6 points.
And speaking of the officials, if you're interested in becoming a high school official, it's an easy call. Officiating allows you to continue to be a role model by demonstrating qualities such as impartiality, fairness, and courage. High school sports officials help protect the integrity of games we love watching and enforcing the rules of play. New officials have an opportunity to make a difference. Learn more by contacting the NHIAA or go to NHIAA.org.
I see what you did there with the good call. I see what you did. Kickoff deep now is run back by Will Patnode. Scores from around the league. Bishop Girton leads 21-0 against Merrimack this evening. Didn't see what part of the game that was, but they are ahead somewhat early. 11:09 I am hearing left in the second quarter. Grizzlies return that to their own 30-yard line, and we'll have a 1st and 10 for their second possession. Of course, they turned it over on downs just about midfield after the first possession.
And they're back in the wing T formation here.
Webb is back under center. 2 tights, very tight offensive line splits. The ball's on the ground. It looks like Webb was able to pounce on that and keep possession for the Grizzlies.
But that's going to lose them 3 yards. It'll be 2nd and 13.
Looked like the exchange just got messed up there. Maybe Webb came out a little bit early there from under center. That exchange didn't quite settle quickly. Now the Grizzlies are back to the line of scrimmage and ready to go, and the Bulldogs weren't quite ready on defense. Patnode goes in motion, little toss to him again, and they swarm him in the backfield, and maybe a 1-yard loss, maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd and 13.
Kevin Sheridan was in on the block, as was Zach Jones.
Kevin Sheridan, also one of those stalwart defensive linemen that we were hailing at the start of the broadcast, along with Spencer Henrishon, Drake Sutton, and Jake Ben.
They're going to call it a 1-yard loss, so 3rd and 14.
Webb back under center. Tight splits, Patnode in motion. Ball's on the ground again, and that looked like it was covered by the Bulldogs.
It was.
Yes, it was. Coming up with that, I believe, is Sheridan. It is Kevin Sheridan coming out of the pile with that fumble. Again, bad snap, bad quarterback center exchange. Ball was tumbling on the ground, and Sheridan pounced on it for the turnover, and great field position for the Bulldogs as they take over on the Grizzlies' 24-yard line.
Make sure you come out tomorrow and show your support for the football team at their annual car wash. The team will be set up at St. Elizabeth Seton Church from 11:30 to 2:30 p.m.
When was the last time you got your car washed, Harry?
Last time it rained.
Did you go out there with a bucket of suds?
I let nature take its course.
Danny Black takes the shotgun snap. Out in the flat is nobody around with Sphere, and he's going to waltz into the end zone for his second touchdown of the evening.
That was a great call right there.
Great.
It was
call.
almost like a screen. They drew in to the rushers, and they just left Sphere all alone, who wheeled out of the backfield. It was kind of like an extended screen, except Sphere was about 5 yards downfield when they made the connection. So it's another touchdown for the Bulldogs.
And it looked like Danny Black honestly had his choice of receivers, as downfield he had big number 44 Cal McAuliffe putting his big mittens out in the air and saying, hey, give me the ball. He had his choice and thought he would just dump it down to Sphere. They are going to go for 2 here after the missed extra point from the first touchdown. Right off the left-hand side, and that is good. 2-point conversion makes it 14-0, the Bulldogs.
It's Sphere 14, Goffstown nothing.
True. See there on the replay, Black just takes the ball and hands it off to the left-hand side. And a waltz into the touchdown again. So Sphere has seen pay dirt 3 times, 2 touchdowns and 1 2-point conversion, putting the Bulldogs ahead 14-0 with 4:23 left here in the first quarter.
Let me tell you a little bit about the New Hampshire Coalition for Community Media. They're our partners in community television around the state, and we share games with these folks, and oftentimes when Bedford's on the road, say down in Nashua, we will pick up the Nashua broadcasts. So that's how you can follow the Bulldogs in whatever sport, soccer, lacrosse, you name it, on the road.
Kickoff received at the 12 or 13-yard line, bounced out to the right-hand side. A decent run back here for the Grizzlies, as that was Gavin Philbrook making some moves and got about a 30-35-yard return there.
Anyway, let me finish telling you about the broadcast. There is a schedule. You can see what the games are if you go to www.nhccm.org/network.
Get after it. Check it out. Grizzlies will come back out on their own 44-yard line after that return by Philbrook. Sets them up in pretty good field position to start their third offensive possession. Hand off right up the middle. Maybe a 2-yard gain there. That was Max Cody on the 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Clock is running. We're under 4 minutes now. Under 4 minutes here in the first quarter.
We talked about Sphere missing last game. I believe Coach Matthews is happy to have him back in the lineup, as he accounts for all 14 points for the Bulldogs. Webb back under center. Toss and off the right tackle again. Nice spin move there by Patnode. Gets it out for a first down into Bedford territory. He's tackled at the 45-yard line. And it's a first down for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, it was all Patnode on that play.
Nifty spin moves, yeah.
Spinning and shedding blocks and just fighting his way through the Bedford defense all by himself. He had nobody helping him.
Good tough run. Webb back to the line of scrimmage. We have a timeout. As Bedford takes a timeout, it looks like Alex Grudinskas is favoring his right shoulder, and I think Coach Matthews didn't want to get a penalty and therefore called timeout to let his player get off the field.
Something else that's going on tomorrow, it's the Charlie's Team Showcase. It is a soccer showcase of 4 games against Goffstown teams, with all proceeds going to Charlie's Team's Foundation. Games will run from 8:30 in the morning till 4:30 in the afternoon. Come out and support our soccer team in those great causes. I assume it's going to be played right here at Bedford High Stadium.
Yes, it is. It'll be right here. All 4 games. The 2 JV games will go on first. first. I believe it's girls, then boys.
Okay.
And then varsity teams will take over, girls, then boys. And it'll be a great event for the soccer community here, as well as a great fundraiser for Charlie's team. Again, in honor of Charlie's Inc. Please come out. There will be some raffle prizes. You can make donations and do whatever you can to support Charlie's team. Londonderry is over Pinkerton, 17-0 at the half. We have a false start here by the Grizzlies right here in Bedford. And there'll be a 5-yard penalty on the Grizzlies. They'll march it back and have a 1st and 15 from the 50-yard line.
And now's the first time Goffstown really opened up their formation to put 2 receivers on the outside.
They've been in that really tight split, too tight setup. But this time, as you mentioned, they had some receivers split out from the main formation, but got a little excited about their play call. Clock is running, just over 3 minutes to go here in the first. Bedford holds a 14-0 lead over Goffstown.
Bit of a wholesale change on offense there for Goffstown. Several players leaving the field and new ones coming in.
And they're back to their tight splits. Webb under center. Pat Node, same play. Toss off tackle right. Gets about 3 yards. Maybe only 2. Down to the Bedford 48-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 13.
And Sheridan with the tackle there.
Gain of 2 yards on the play makes it 2nd and 13.
Crowd's filling in nicely here. Near side stands are, I don't know, maybe 75% of the way full.
We have a lot of Goffstown fans making the trip down Wallace Road, support their Grizzlies.
Not too far away. Chilly night though. I see some knit hats. I see some blankets. Falls in the air, Harry. Football weather.
They're going to be selling a lot of hot beverages at the concession stand.
Webb back up to the line of scrimmage, barks out the signals. Pat Note in motion again. It's a pass play, quick over the middle, hit his receiver. It is complete right up the gut as he connects with Luke Lavalier. And it is close to a first down, but still short. It'll be 3rd and about 1.5.
And that pass was right on the money, too. Finding Lavalier in the seam in the Bedford defense. Right down the middle.
No fake either, yeah, right there. Just a quick pop. Maybe only took 1 or 2 steps out from center and tossed it right away. Lavalier, sure-handed catch, and gets ahead for about an 11 or 12-yard gain. 3rd and 1. Webb back up under center. Handoff to Cody, right up the middle. It looks like he did get to the 35-yard line, the line to achieve for that first, and the referee's signal for the first down.
Speaking of the concession stand, Coach Hodgson and her girls lacrosse team are the volunteers at the concession stand tonight.
Much appreciated. Thank you to the girls lacrosse team. Helping out and running things. Running a tight ship over there. Webb brings the Grizzlies to the line of scrimmage again. 1st and 10 on the 35 for Bedford. Little toss sweep here again to Nieves Ruiz. He gets ahead for a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8.
By Parker Bromley.
And Nieves Ruiz, he's sort of cheating in the backfield. You can see him sneaking off to the left in anticipation of getting the ball.
I believe he went in motion there too, didn't he? He came up, he was on that right wing, similar where he is now. Pat Note again, tossed little sweep here right up the middle, gets down to the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 5.
I guess that it was motion, although it was more of a creep.
Yeah,
in fact,
motion.
Pat Note kind of, they all seem to be creeping just before the snap in anticipation of getting the handoff. A bit of a tell.
Seems to be working all right. They're moving the ball around a little bit. And they will take it to the end of the first quarter. We'll swap ends of the field. The Grizzlies will take over 3rd and 5 to start the second quarter on the Bedford 30-yard line.
Bedford Athletic Booster Club would like to thank our generous sponsors, including Spectra Marketing, Gear Up Bedford, Andrade Management Group, Wicked Good Butcher.
Yeah, there he is.
New Hampshire Orthopedic Center and Z1 Express. Also B1 BEI Network, London Family Orthodontics, Liberty Hill Construction, Realty One Group, Next Level, River Road Pediatrics. In addition, Bedford Friends of Football would like to thank their sponsors, Coca-Cola Northeast, Cisco, CrossFit Athletics, Tidewater Catering Group, Treescapes, Fine Homes Group, 10 and 10 Attorneys, and Elsmore Catering. And if you're interested in joining and helping out, check out what the BBABC group are doing for Bedford Athletics. Go to bbabc.net for more information.
There we go. That's already more runs.
Athletic Booster Club, of course, would love any new members, so check out that website, bbabc.net. Another quick plug for this one. This one's not written down, but if you need a new mattress, head out to the mattress sale. The Bedford Music Department, the band, and Color Guard will be putting on that mattress fundraiser on Sunday. Come out and get a new mattress. Apparently 1 in 10 people need a new mattress. Webb under center. Pat Note in motion, gets that toss again. Off the right side.
Hits a wall.
Hits a wall, but bounces back out of it, and now gets ahead for maybe a 3-yard gain. It'll be 4th and 2, 4th and 3. Great second effort there by Pat Note.
Great determination, great balance, too. He ran into a wall and just kept on going, bounced off, and was able to gain a few extra yards, but they are still short, 2 yards. By the way, where is that mattress sale going to be?
That will be here at Bedford High School in the cafeteria, so thank you for the follow-up. If anybody out there needs a new mattress, maybe your child needs a new mattress, whoever, guest room, come out and get a new mattress.
Why not just, instead of wallpaper, just put mattresses all over the wall?
You getting a straight jacket with that too, or what? How does that work? 4th and 3. Grizzlies will go for it here on the Bedford 28-yard line. Fake away, hand back inside, and that is going to go for quite a loss. Gavin Philbrook on the carry.
Yeah,
Bulldogs were not fooled, and that will go for quite a loss, and the Bulldogs will take over on their own 33-yard line.
That was a very slow developing play.
You see here as Webb comes away, spins out, reverse pivot, shows the ball, and gives that inside handoff, but coming up for that tackle, nicely done, was Dylan Soden.
Yeah, it just took too long to develop. They weren't fooling anybody.
So the Bulldogs take over again on their own 33-yard line.
Yeah, I was going to say second time they stopped them on downs, and the possession in the middle was a fumble.
Black in the gun again. Snow in motion. Gets the handoff out, sweep to the left-hand side. A lot of room to run. He has a first down out to the 50-yard line and then scampers out of bounds at just about the 50.
Forced out of bounds by Will Patnott.
Good 17-yard gain there.
As Coach Matthews said, this Goffstown team is very young. A lot of sophomores, a few juniors, almost no seniors. So it's a team that's still learning how to play together.
Learning how to play together, developing too. Size might be a factor here as well, as this offensive line is doing a great job handling things at the line of scrimmage. Black back in the gun, slot left, split right. In motion is Snow, and he'll come out for a sweep to the right-hand side. Following his blocker, he's got Russell, a big lane. And that's Tagliaferro, excuse me, not Snow. Dodges a few defenders, gets down to the 2-yard line, but is short of the goal line. I think he'll be marked at the 3.
Jaden Perez with the touchdown-saving tackle there on the 3-yard line.
And again, that was Tagliaferro, not Snow. They are similar statues, and that 8 and 6 are hard to tell apart, but that was Tagliaferro on an outstanding run on the handoff jet sweep to the right. So 2 plays, and the Bulldogs are threatening again. 1st and goal on the 3-yard line. Just about 10 minutes to go here in the first half. The Bulldogs hold a 14-0 lead and are looking to go up more. Black in the gun. Russell behind him, slot right, split left. Takes the snap, hands it to Russell. He gets caught pretty quickly, but I think he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
That was a great tackle there by the Grizzlies. 58, Jacob Gagne, and number 11, Luke Lavalier.
Gagne came in from the left side of the defense there. Sliced through the offensive line and came down pretty quickly to wrap up Russell.
So no gain on that play. Bedford will have to try again, 2nd down and 3.
2nd and goal on the 3. 2 tight set here. McAuliffe and Sheridan are both in. Soden offset left. Russell behind Black in the gun. They give it to Russell off the left-hand side. He's met at the goal line, but he gets in. Touchdown, Russell.
Ledger Russell with the touchdown run, 2 yards out.
3-yard run there by Russell. Puts the Bulldogs up 20-0 with the extra point coming up.
20-0 is the Bedford lead. And they trot back on. And it looks like they might go for 2 again here as Danny Black is in the huddle and calling out a play. And they will. So they'll come to the line of scrimmage with their offense. Sphere is in the backfield with Black, offset right. 2 tight set. Soden on the wing right. Snow goes in motion. Takes a snap. Gives it to Snow. Jet sweep to the right.
Oh, he's going to be short.
Is short. Great tackle there on the goal line by Jaden Perez.
Yeah, he got submarined there.
He did get submarined. Went head over heels. Ended up in the end zone. But the ball and his elbow were down before he tumbled in. So the 2-point conversion is no good. And the score remains 20-0 with 9:19 left in the first half.
We want to send our good luck wishes to the cross-country team competing at the Manchester Invitational tomorrow at Derryfield Park. Track all results on millenniumrunning.com. That is tomorrow.
To the Bass Fishing Team.
Good luck to them.
7th place finish at the state.
In the meantime, Bulldogs are 3 for 3 on touchdowns and possessions.
Team 12
Not too good on extra points, failing on 2 of them.
on Mascoma Lake.
Missed the PAT and then missed a 2-point conversion. They did get the 2-point conversion from Sphere on his second touchdown, that 24-yard TD reception out in the flat on the right-hand side. So 20-0 is your score. Snow will be back for the kickoff. Kick is away. Deep in the right-hand corner. That'll be picked up by Philbrook. Gets out to the 20-yard line. Meets some tacklers and stumbles ahead to the 25-yard line where the Grizzlies will take over.
Tackled by Zach Jones.
Offenses and defenses come on to the field.
25.
Grizzlies trot out. We saw a glimpse of them spreading the field out a little bit. They've been in their tight offensive splits and tight sets, but now we see 3 receivers come out. So slot left, split right. Looks like they have a wing to the left-hand side too. Webb barks out the calls. Takes a snap, handoff. Patnode is caught behind the line of scrimmage, and that'll be a 3-yard loss as Cal McAuliffe is there along with Spencer Henrishon.
Yeah, I think at this point, there's nothing to lose for the Goffstown Grizzlies to open up the offense. They were successful on their very first pass, their only pass.
That was about a 10 or 12-yard gain to Luke Lavalier, that quick hitter over the middle as he was lined up in the tight end position. He's slot left now. And the Grizzlies are in a spread format now, looking to do a little run and gun. Webb in the gun, takes the snap, looks left, pitches it out left, has his receiver, it's complete. Along the near side here on a quick hitch. That was Gavin Philbrook with the reception, and they get ahead for maybe a 3 or 4 yard gain back to the original line of scrimmage, so it'll be 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it was a pass that took a long time to get to the receiver, but so far the Grizzlies are 2 for 2 in the air.
3rd and 10, just over 8 minutes to go here in the first half. Another quick update on that BG Merrimack score. BG leads 35-0 just before halftime as they are putting up a dominant performance. Webb here in the gun. 3 receivers to the right, 1 split left. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, feels pressure right away, tried to set up a screen pass, and that's incomplete. feeling heavy pressure from that line. Again, Henrishon was there, as well as Jake Sheff putting heavy pressure on Webb. Just had to pitch it away and take the incompletion. 4th and 10, and the Grizzlies will punt.
You're talking about the BG Cardinals. That's going to be a pretty tough contest for the Bulldogs coming up on October 15th down at Stello Stadium. Saturday game, 6 p.m. kickoff. We'll have that here on BC TV.
Back to punt for Goffstown is Jaden Cares.
Kick here for the Grizzlies, gets away, bounces around the 50-yard line, and will trickle down to the Bedford 46, as it was too far forward for Tagliaferro to come up on the catch.
By Jacob
So the Bulldog offense will come back out on the field. 7:24 to go here in the first half, holding a 20-0 lead.
Looking ahead at the Bulldog schedule, we'll be back here at Bulldog Stadium on the 30th, Friday night at 6:30. We'll be hosting the Panthers of Nashua South, and we will have played 3 of our 4 home games in the past 4 weeks, because then there'll be an extended road trip with a game at Exeter on October 7th. That's going to be a good contest. And of course, like I mentioned, BG on the 15th at Stellos on a Saturday, and then out to Keene on the 21st.
And they wrap things up here on October 28th against Merrimack, 7 p.m. Black takes a snap here, looks downfield, over the middle, has a man, tipped away. Well done, Gavin Philbrook getting his right paw up and tipping that ball away. If he didn't touch that, Snow's off to the races.
Absolutely, that was 6.
That was intended for Colby Snow.
So incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
That makes it 2nd and
Yeah, that tough schedule here gives the Bulldogs a 3-week road trip after next week's host of Nashua South.
show your support for the football.
And they'll get to finish at home, like you said, against Merrimack. And this year, it is going to be a 4-week tournament for the playoffs, every weekend in November.
Exciting times. Danny Black back in the gun. Slot left, one split right. In motion, but they hand it off to Sphere off the right-hand side, and he's off to the races. Down to the 25-yard line of the Grizzlies. A good 30-yard gain for Sphere, as he had a huge hole to run through.
Yeah, Philbrook chased him down, showing some speed there. He had Jaden Perez helping him too, but Philbrook was able to get him down.
Sargento goes in motion for some distraction, and that was a clean off-tackle right play, and a lot of room for Sphere there as he gets it down to the Grizzlies' 26-yard line. 1st and 10, Bulldogs. Black back in the gun. Slot left, split right is Sargento. Sphere in the backfield. Looking to pass is Black, sees his man out in the right flat. Cal McAuliffe complete, drags a tackler ahead for about a 6 or 7 yard gain.
And gets it down to the 19.
Tackled immediately by Jaden Pears.
2nd and 3, looks like.
Yes.
Gain of 7 on the play makes it 2nd and 3.
I like to see them getting their big tight end involved, as Cal McAuliffe, the sure-handed tight end, is one of the larger players on the Bulldogs roster, standing at 6'5". He's a hoss out there. Black gets his teammates arranged at the line of scrimmage. Snow in motion. They hand it off to Sphere off the right-hand side. Bowling ahead, has the first down to the Grizzlies' 7 or 8 yard line, where the Bulldogs will have 1st and goal to go.
Along with Jaden Pears. That brings up 1st and goal for
The clock ticks here at 5:52 left in the first half. Paused momentarily as they set the ball for the first down, but that running play tackled inbounds will keep the clock running. And Black comes back to the line of scrimmage. 3 receivers on the left-hand side, including McAuliffe. Black takes the snap, Looks right up the middle to McAuliffe, and that's a touchdown. 8-yard touchdown reception for Cal McAuliffe as he sat right down in there about 10 yards from line of scrimmage and presented his big hands for Black to fire away. Touchdown McAuliffe.
Yeah, they spread the field with the 4 receivers. Sent McAuliffe right over the middle. It was an easy touchdown.
So 26-0 is the score. Bulldogs will again go for 2.
I think Coach Matthews is trying to get the game into runtime as quickly as possible.
Not a bad strategy. In motion here. Given again, this time to Colby Snow, and this time the 2-point conversion is good. He did not meet the tackler at the line of scrimmage, was able to scoot right in, and it's 28-0. So they went back to that same play, jet sweep to Snow around the right-hand side, and this time he's able to scamper in. 5:23 here to go in the first half. The Bulldogs lead 28-0.
And it has been all Bulldogs on offense so far. 4 possessions and 4 touchdowns. Grizzlies stopped on 4 possessions. They had 1 fumble, 2 turnovers on down, and one time they punted the ball away.
Please come out and support our soccer teams and a great cause.
So 28-0, I think we anticipated a tough game for the Grizzlies. This might be an opportunity for Coach Matthews to get in some of his seldom used players.
Yeah, I think you'll see all backups in the second half here. It's one of the reasons I think they want to get it to runtime.
Philbrook takes the kickoff at around the 12-yard line. Scampers out to the 22 for a 10-yard return.
Oh.
And it looked like there was a face mask there that the officials missed, as we saw Philbrook's head get yanked back into the left. So the Grizzlies will take over on their 22-yard line.
Yeah, Eli Goomis might have been the guilty party there, got away with one.
Oh, come on. We don't single out people who might have fouled, Harry. Come on. You're killing me.
Calling as we see.
I didn't see anything from here. I just thought something might have happened. Webb under center. Toss to Patnode. The ball's on the ground. And it looks like the Grizzlies were able to jump on that. And they did. So
that is the 3rd time they put the ball on the ground. They've managed to recover twice.
Ball goes out to the 26-yard line, so it does count as about a 4-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 6. Couldn't quite see who got the left hand in there, but they ripped at the ball, and it was put on the ground before Patnode was down. Webb, dive off the right-hand side. I believe that was Cody on the carry.
On the carry, tackled by Kevin Sheridan.
And he gets maybe a yard or maybe back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be spotted at the
27.
27? 27. We'll give him the 27. 3rd and 5.
Gain of 1.
Clock continues to tick.
Down and 5.
Webb in a 4-receiver set here. 2 left, 2 right. Takes a snap, comes up pretty high, looks to his right, and it's batted away. Excellent play there was Jack Rizzo getting out into the flat and tipping that ball away as it was going to Luke Lavalier.
Yeah, right. Actually, Philbrick was in the area, but you're right. It was Lavalier who was the intended target.
So incomplete pass, 4th and 5. On their own 27-yard line, the Grizzlies will punt with 3:54 here to go in the first half.
And the incomplete pass stops the clock. Bedford getting the ball back with 3:54 to play, and they still have 2 timeouts.
Snaps a little bit low, is fielded, and the kick is away. Bounces on their own 45-yard line. Snow thinks about it, but lets it go, and it goes down to the Bedford 40-yard line. So good punt there. Just about 40-yard punt there for the Grizzlies, and it goes down to the Bedford 40, where Black will trot back out and lead his offense.
Talking about the schedule and the playoff tournament in November, it is going to be a 13-team playoff field. So only the first, or actually 11, I have to do my math here. I think it's an 11-team field. So the first place finishers will all get byes. Everybody else will have to play the opening round.
Okay, so you'll have 8 teams play? No, that doesn't make sense. You have 10 teams play, right?
I got to figure it out.
Okay. Handoff here to Russell, gets out and around the right-hand side, cuts back into the middle, spin move back to the outside, still on his feet, and breaking tackles out of bounds at the Grizzlies' 42-yard line. Some nifty feet, some nifty moves. Those spin moves got him a lot, as you see here on the replay. Picked up a few blocks downfield. Looks like Snow got a block, a couple missed tackles, and a couple of sweet spin moves. Gets Ledger Russell down on the 40-yard line, and a first down for the Bulldogs.
No, you're right. It's 13 teams, 10 play the first round, and that leaves 8 for the quarterfinal.
There's your math. I like it. Well done. Black back in the gun, 2 tight set. Jet sweep fake, looks downfield, deep left-hand side. Incomplete pass as he had 2 receivers in the area. Kevin Sheridan as well as Dylan Soden out there on the left-hand side.
A little bit of confusion, and they ran into Philbrick there. Might have knocked them off their pattern.
With Philbrook having gone down, those 2 receivers were both open, but unable to complete the pass. Black goes back to the huddle, call out the play. 2nd and 10, Bulldogs on the Grizzlies' 40-yard line. Again, a 2 tight set. 2 flankers, Russell in the backfield with Black. He's in the gun. Jet sweep right. Getting ahead for first down yardage and a little bit more was Sam Sargento. They will move the sticks along as he was pushed out at about the 23-yard line. So first down Bulldogs on the Grizzlies' 23.
Yeah, it took a long time for Sargento to get to that handoff. It's really not a slow developing play, but he just had to go a long way to get to the handoff.
I think a little bit of that is the timing of Black calling for the snap. He's used to Snow making that same jet sweep motion handoff, and Sargento's just a different person, different pace. Looks like they're doing the same thing here, but they fake it. Looking down to the left-hand side, he has Cal McAuliffe, and it's a touchdown. Great pitch and catch there. Black to McAuliffe, and he has his 2nd touchdown of the evening. The Bulldogs go up 34-0. You see here on the replay, they fake that same jet sweep to Sargento. Danny Black gets out to his left-hand side and finds McAuliffe on that out pattern.
We'll see if they go for 2 here just to push it into runtime. .3:15 to go in the first half, and they will go for 2. Black in the gun. 2 tight set. Soden in motion. Stops over the left guard. Hands it off the right-hand side. In Russell. For the 2-point conversion is Russell. And it is 36-0. The Bulldogs are ahead in convincing fashion. And I believe that'll be it for the starters. I think you're going to start seeing the backups coming into the game now.
I would not at all be surprised. Again, 3 minutes to go here in the first half. Very happy to see McAuliffe getting into the mix here. as he was a significant contributor last year. He hadn't been doing a lot during the first 3 games, but maybe 1 or 2 catches for decent yardages. But now they're finding the big man twice in a row here for the Bulldogs.
Looks like we've got an injured player on the sideline trying to get a number.
That just scored the touchdown.
I think that might be Russell.
It is a 4. Yeah, it is Russell, number 4.
Yeah, maybe took a shot on that 2-point conversion. Snow back to kick. Deep to receive, Gavin Philbrook, who has returned a few. He'll pick up the low squibber at the 20-yard line. Gets out to the 30 and about the 32-yard line before he's brought down by the Bulldogs. 3:08 to go. First half.
Return, 33. Tackle made by Eli.
Don't forget the Bedford football team will be conducting their annual car wash tomorrow in the parking lot at St. Elizabeth Seton Church from 11:30 till 2 p.m. So stop out and get your ride clean.
Visit them on the web at Safe Sports Network.
You think they'll be playing that song at the car wash?
They should if they're
Maybe.
not. They absolutely should.
Maybe. Webb in the gun, hands it off. Right side, Patno bounces back to his left, gets about a 2-yard
Will Patnod,
gain here out to the 35-yard line,
Dylan Soden.
where they will have 2nd and 8.
Game of 2 in the
Actually, I was going to say it's going to be an awfully chilly day to be getting wet
Windy too.
tomorrow.
Windy.
I hope that it's hot water that they're going to be using, because it's going to be very difficult to wash a car with cold water tomorrow.
Well, you know, there won't quite be icicles. It's not quite that cold yet, but it will not be warm. Webb takes the gun. Screen pass set up for Patno. Wow, great read there by Jack Rizzo. Comes up and sticks Patno for maybe a 1 or 2 yard loss.
Rizzo.
Well done by Rizzo. Read the play. You could see him fake the blitz there. Gets back into his pass depth and comes up and makes an absolutely fantastic one-on-one tackle.
And we're back at 3rd down now. 2 minutes to go.
3rd and 9. Webb in the gun. 4 receivers, 2 each side. Motion by Patno across the line of scrimmage. Into the flat, picked off by Soden. Soden gets it ahead to the Grizzlies' 23-yard line, but he sat down on that route as he anticipated the pass coming to Patno and steps in front for the interception.
Returns it all the way to the Goffstown 18-yard line, and they'll have 1:45 to work with here in the half to add to this 36-0 lead.
Well done. Great intuition there by Dylan Soden. Just sat on that route, guessed right, and comes up with the turnover.
New Hampshire.
So let's see who Coach Zach Matthews puts out there. If you stick with the starters for the remainder of the half. Nope, we're going to get a change of quarterback.
We do have Jack May coming in, the sophomore. Trots into the huddle, number 12. We have a number of substitutions as Nate Clark is in. Looks like we have Dylan Soden. Snow is in as normal, but good to see Jack May in there, barking out the signals. Soden comes in motion, takes a snap, hands it off to his right-hand side. Woof, pretty good collision right there in the hole as Alec Corvo was on the carry.
Yeah, and he made contact. It was kind of inadvertent, but made contact at the helmet with his tackler.
Running hard right up the middle there. Corvo comes out. Into the huddle is Noah Casamasino. Say that 5 times fast, Harry.
Casamasino.
Well, I didn't really mean for you to say it 5 times fast.
I thought you were challenging.
It's kind of a figure of speech there. Jack May, again, in the gun. Takes a snap. hands it off. Casamacino off the right-hand side, bowls himself ahead to the 8-yard line.
They're going to claim it was fumbled. Yeah, John, the number 5, Jaden Perez, was saying that he recovered a fumble there, but Casamacino was on the ground already. Let's watch this here.
He was down already, yeah. He does come away with it, but as you said, it was after he had made contact with the ground. So 30 seconds to go here in the first half. May gets them up to the line of scrimmage. They want to get one more play off.
3rd and 1.
In the backfield is Corriveau again. Behind May, takes a snap, handed off left side. Corriveau right up the middle, stumbles and falls at the 5-yard line, and that'll likely do it for the first half of action. The Bulldogs lead 36-0. Clock stops temporarily, I believe, because of the first down. 1st and goal, they run the clock, and they will not run another play as the Bulldogs will take a 36-0 halftime lead over the Goffstown Grizzlies.
And it breaks a string of touchdowns on possessions, but it's the sportsman-like thing to do here, to not run up the score any more than it would happen in normal course of play. So they're just going to let things lie here in the first half, and like you said, go to the half with a 36-0 lead.
You're up, Bedford.
Great first half for the Bulldogs. Coach Matthews has to be pleased. Their offense is running on all cylinders. Defense has not let up a score. We will see if that continues in the second half. But quick scoring summary from the first half. It was all Bedford. Logan Sphere started things off with a 1-yard touchdown run, making it 6-0. The point after was no good, but they followed up quickly in that first quarter with Sphere having that 24-yard touchdown reception and the 2-point conversion. So all the scoring in the first quarter was by Logan Sphere, 2 touchdowns and one 2-point conversion. In the second quarter, Ledger Russell started things off with a 3-yard touchdown run, making it 20-0. 2-point conversion did not succeed. It was followed by 2 touchdowns by Cal McAuliffe. The first was an 8-yard TD catch, making it 28-0 after Snow's 2-point conversion was good. And then McAuliffe again on a 23-yard touchdown reception, putting the Bulldogs ahead 38-0 after Russell converted the 2-point conversion. Your score here again at halftime, 36-0. Just about ready for second half action. Again, Corey Munster-Tiger and Harry Kozlowski here with BCTV and WBNH 105.1. Pleased to bring you this Friday night action from Bedford High School.
And TJ Smetic is ready to kick it off for the Goffstown Grizzlies here, just waiting for the officials to allow them to move forward. I guess the clock needs to be set up here, still counting down. Once we get that set up, the game will resume here in the third quarter.
Now, Harry, you and I are going to need to keep our eyes open. With 36-0 the score, we will be surely seeing some substitutions as we did at the end of the first half. Jack May came in at quarterback. I would imagine we will see some other wide receivers and running backs that will be taking the field for the Bulldogs.
You're going to get to see a lot of players that haven't seen any varsity game time this year. So Smetic approaches the ball.
And just as he's about to kick it, the ball falls off the tee. Wow, how anticlimactic was that? Look at it. Oh, wow. On the replay, we'll see if we get it, but awkward timing. It is a rather blustery day here in New Hampshire and evening. The winds have been gusting regularly above 35 miles per hour.
What is the feels like temperature? The actual temperature is like 49 right now. What's the feels like? It's probably 40, 30. I don't know.
What's your guess? What do you? I mean, I'm going to look on the weather channel right now.
I'm going to say 39.
39. It says feels like 42, Harry. Pretty darn close. As the ball falls off the tee again, we're going to have a holder. Looks like it will be Jaden Perez that will pull his best Lucy impression. Hopefully he doesn't pull that ball away from Charlie Brown.
You can pull a hamstring that way.
So Smetic will take his walk back, get lined up again for the third time. We'll see if we can do it this time.
And we are we're in running time right now. Clock is already 30 seconds into the third quarter.
Kickoff comes off of Russell. Ball still loose, batted around at about the 40-yard line, and covered by the Bulldogs, luckily enough. So they do not turn it over on a special teams gaff. But Russell there had the ball go off of his face mask, as you see, well, actually just
right
his
up his
chest.
chest.
Yeah. Let it get into his body and wasn't quite able to corral that kickoff. Bulldogs avoid early second half disaster here and pounce on it at their own 40-yard line.
That was a golden opportunity for the Grizzlies to take away possession.
I believe that was Poltrinari that covered it up. So Jack May in at quarterback. 3 receivers to the right side. Tight end left. Takes a snap. Wide receiver screen to the right-hand side. Receive is complete. 9-yard gain. That's out to Nolan Arnold.
That was Nolan Arnold.
Ahead on a great gain on first down, and we have an injured Grizzly in the offensive backfield.
Arnold, 1 yard short.
Trying to get a number here on the injured player here.
Might be Jacob Gagne.
Yeah, Arnold is not a name we've called yet this season.
No, the senior tight end and linebacker. He's a big fella. Made a great catch there with his hands and got ahead for an admirable 9-yard gain there.
The Goffstown TV crew is here covering the game as well, and they stopped into the press box while the marching band was playing, and they informed us of some of the improvements that are coming to Goffstown Field. They're going to be replacing their natural grass field with a turf field, much like we have here in Bedford, and they're going to also add a second press box on the bleacher side. So some great improvements coming up for the Grizzlies on their home field.
Lights as well, so they will be able to put on Friday night games instead of their traditional Saturday games, which have been ongoing for quite some time. So upgrading the facilities, and it should be a great way for Goffstown to treat their athletes. Jack May comes to the line of scrimmage. 2 backs in the backfield. 1 split left. Hands it off to the left-hand side. Flag is down. Ahead for first down yardage and more is Brady Martino. Ball comes out late. He was already down. And the officials will confer about what this penalty is.
Tackle was made by Kyle Regwell.
Illegal shift here by the offense. So that great run on second down by Martino will come back. The senior getting a carry there and significant yardage, but that illegal shift will bring it back. So it'll be 2nd and 6, I believe, on the 5-yard penalty.
Bedford for an illegal shift.
Clock is running, 9:42 left.
Down and 6.
May trots back to the huddle. Calls out the play. And we'll get Bedford to the line of scrimmage.
Bedford leads 36-0 here early in the third quarter.
Split left, tight right, 2 backs in the backfield with May. Taking his time, taking the snap now, handing it off. Off the right-hand side, getting out around the corner. You have Corvo getting ahead for first down yardage, tackled at the Grizzlies' 43-yard line. So Alec Corvo on a decent gainer there, about a 12 or 13-yard gain.
And it looks like Goffstown still has most of their defensive starters out there right now.
They sure do. Not a really heavy roster numbers-wise.
No, I was going to say it is a fairly small roster, only about 39 players.
May back in the gun. In motion is Dustin Westcott. May takes the snap, hands it off to Corvo. Off the left tackle, ball's on the ground. And that is going to be a scrum there at about the Grizzlies' 38-yard line.
Grizzlies say they got the ball.
And they do. Looks like Luke Lavalier came up with that ball. It will be first down Grizzlies on their own 38-yard line.
So the Bulldogs stop themselves on a possession, turning the ball over.
Just about the only thing that has gone wrong for the Bulldogs offense so far this evening. as they give up that fumble at the Grizzlies 38. Webb will bring the offense back on the field for the Grizzlies. Substitutions abound on the Bulldogs side. Webb in the gun, slot left, split right. Hands it off, right side. And met at the line of scrimmage is Patnode. So it will be 2nd and 9. It looks like they'll give him a yard on the carry.
Zach Jones was a tackler on that play for Bedford.
8-1 on the play makes it 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain there for the Grizzlies, 2nd and 9.
Back in the gun is Webb. 3 receivers to the right side, 1 split left, back in the backfield. Webb takes the shotgun snap, looks left, pulls it back down, scrambles a little bit to the right, deep downfield. It's up and it's batted away. Sabati got a hand on that as it falls incomplete. Intended receiver comes up a little bit gimpy, was Gavin Philbrook.
Yeah, he was double covered in that play. I don't know if that was the best target to throw to.
We do have a flag down. I believe that's going to be an ineligible man downfield, and it is. 5-yard penalty on the Grizzlies. So it will be 2nd and 14 or so. I would imagine the Bulldogs will march them back, and they do. They'll take the yardage, repeat the down after the ineligible man was downfield. Run the clock now. Webb's back in the gun. 2 receivers each side, 1 back in the backfield. With him offset right is Patnode. Motion. Left to right, handoff, jet sweep to the right-hand side. The Grizzlies take it out to right, but can't quite get the edge. That's Hunter Long on the carry for the Grizzlies.
Yeah, he was run out of bounds. He just didn't have any lane to cut upfield.
And again, that's that defense of the Bulldogs stepping up, setting a hard edge, stringing it out, and making the Grizzlies just trot out of bounds. Looks like maybe a 1-yard loss on that run.
Brings up 3rd down and long.
3rd and 13 is the situation right now for Goffstown. 5:24 left with a 36-0 lead for the Bulldogs. A little bit of confusion here on the offense.
We have receivers scrambling around here. 4 wide set, 1 in the backfield. Again is Patnode. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Webb in the gun, gets the snap, looks left, pitches it out, left flat. Receive there at about the 35, 36-yard line, but there is a flag thrown as Luke Lavalier pulls that down. Wondering what that flag was. Maybe a pick play they call?
Yeah, maybe it's an offensive pass interference. We'll find out.
It's a little unusual place for that to be called. It didn't look like there was interference.
Well, there was another Goffstown player there in the vicinity. I wonder if he might have gotten in the way. No, they're going to pick the flag and just say no foul, 4th down.
So 4th and about 13 for the Grizzlies. 4:55 left in the 3rd quarter. And the Grizzlies will trot out Jaden Perez, who will handle punting duties. Several players are trotting back out here on the special teams play here.
And 1 Bedford player back. I believe that's Taliaferro to receive the punt.
So they will snap it. Bounces back to Perez. He's able to field it cleanly. Gets it off right side as the punt. It lands on the Bedford 48-yard line and trickles out to the 49, where it will be down by the Grizzlies. Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10 on their own 48.5-yard line for their 2nd possession of the 2nd half.
Congratulations to the bass fishing team of Bedford on a 7th place finish in the state qualifier on Lake Winnipesaukee on Thursday. That 7th place finish qualifies them for the finals next Saturday at Muskoma Lake. So congratulations to the bass fishing team.
How about you give a plug for your WBNH area? I mean, that's your baby right there.
Oh, I haven't seen didn't see that one.
Wow.
I'll wait till the next break. Okay.
Fair enough. May back out there. as quarterback for the Bedford Bulldogs. 1st and 10 on their own 48. 3 receivers to the right, tight left. Looks to pass. Wide receiver screen to the right-hand side. That's Arnold again. He's ahead for big yardage gain for about 20 yards down to the 34-yard line in Grizzlies territory.
Good for a first down.
Nolan Arnold again. Little wide receiver screen, stuck his outside right foot, cut back to the quarterback, presented a nice target, and got ahead for a great yardage gain.
Arnold looks like a great weapon. I'm surprised we haven't seen him up until now. Maybe Coach Matthews will start working him in later.
Possibly. He's a big body out there, presents a good target for May. Split right, tight left, 2 backs in the backfield with May. He takes the snap, fakes the handoff. No, he doesn't. He gives it out to the right-hand side for a decent gain. It looks like maybe about 10 or 12 yards.
14 yards all the way down to the 20.
That was Brady Martino, and they'll spot it at the 21 for a first down. 36-0 remains your score. No scores here in the second half quite yet. 2 minutes left in the third quarter. The Bulldogs are marching as they are on the Grizzlies' 21-yard line in their second possession of the third quarter here. Jack May is in at quarterback for the Bulldogs. Joined in the backfield by Brady Martino, as well as Polishon. Gives it to Martino, out to the left side, down to the 10-yard line.
Martino with the carry.
I think they're going to spot him just shy of the first down.
I'm sorry, that was Casamassino in the backfield, not Polishon. Just shy of the first down, as you mentioned. Well, actually, they are going to give them the first down at the 11-yard line. Sticks move ahead. There is room for a first down. So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 11. Back to the line of scrimmage is May. Split left, tight right, 2 backs in the backfield with May, 1 on either side. May takes the snap from the gun. He'll get ahead to the right side, but he's caught behind the line of scrimmage. I believe that's Cody on the stop, and that will be a loss of about 3 yards. So 2nd and 13 from the 14.
Quick moving third quarter, early down to 45 seconds. So might see one more play this quarter.
Just under 40 seconds to go, as you mentioned, in this third quarter. Clock is in running time as we are above a 35-point differential here in the second half. May brings his teammates to the line of scrimmage. In the gun, takes a snap, hands it off. Casamassino off the right-hand side, gets ahead, and he'll get in for a touchdown. Noah Casamassino, the sophomore running back, weaving in and around Grizzlies defenders and doesn't hit the ground until he's 7 yards deep in the end zone. Touchdown, Casamassino. Great job by Noah there. The Bulldogs go up 42-0, and they will go for the point after here. Looks like this might be Corvo.
Ledger Russell getting on the field a bit late. A little bit of confusion here with all these new players out there. I'm sure people don't know their assignments.
Snap is back, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. Okay, I read the number wrong. I thought it was 26. That was 86. Waleed Shaheen, senior kicker, gets a chance and makes good on the PAT. So 43-0 is your score. After the run by Casamassino and the PAT by Shaheen.
Check out more Bedford High School sports action from Bedford Community Television on your Roku TV or appliance, and soon we'll be on Apple TV as well. You can also watch via the Cablecast Screenweave app on Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Roku. Download the app to watch your next game live on the big screen.
Wow. That's pretty exciting.
And Bedford 105.1 streams as well, and we're on a number of streaming apps. The big one, of course, is TuneIn, but MyTuner, Simple Radio, Radio Garden all work as well. Also, the Town of Bedford app has a streaming link for our stream, and you can tell Alexa, hey, just play Bedford 105.1, and on we come.
Man, you guys do all the hard work. I just come in and jibber jabber the whole time, and this BCTV and WBNH crew, they're putting some work in.
Oh, and we really souped up the stream. It sounds amazing.
I love it. Kudos to Bill Jennings and the entire BCTV crew. Appreciate what you do. I'm sure all of the watchers and listeners out there appreciate what you do as well.
And the kickoff return there, it was number 3, Will Patnode, getting the ball up to the Goffstown 30-yard line. They'll take over. That's going to end the third quarter with the Bulldogs leading 43-0.
Quick thank you to the guys back in the studio too, Andrew Fenn, Dale Bird. They're doing a great job with the broadcast, showing the replays, putting up the graphics. You guys are doing an awesome job. We really appreciate that.
And a reminder, tomorrow is the soccer team's Charlie's Team Showcase. It'll be a 4-game showcase between Goffstown and Bedford. It'll be both girls and boys JV and girls and boys varsity facing off between 8:30 in the morning and 4:30 in the afternoon. It's all to support the Charlie's Team Foundation, so come on out and support our soccer teams and a great cause.
Should be a great event. If you can make it out, please do. A fundraiser for Charlie's Team. There should be some raffle baskets, opportunities to donate to the cause. And again, you'll get some great soccer. It should be competitive games all across the day. So please come on down. It'll be here at Bedford High School in the stadium that you're watching right now.
Where we'll have another game for you next Friday, 6:30 kickoff, Nashua South. The Panthers coming up to Bedford to play. We'll have that game for you here on BCTV and Bedford 105.1.
Fourth quarter starts. Grizzlies on their own 29-yard line. High snap, handoff, and the running back is caught in the backfield very quickly.
Billy Schmidt, number 25.
That was Billy Schmidt, as you mentioned. And he was swarmed right away after taking that handoff.
Still in run time here.
Looks like Jaden Perez has taken over at quarterback as well, number 5. He's barking out the signals to his teammates. Again, joined by Billy Schmidt in the backfield. 3 receivers to the left. Perez fakes the handoff, gets out to the left-hand side, gets the corner and ahead for maybe a 10-yard gain. Good job by Perez. Got a block on the outside, was able to turn the corner, got ahead for good positive yardage.
Yeah, just a little shy of the first down marker. They're going to have 3rd down and 4 on this play.
So 3rd and 4 on their own 37-yard line. Maybe 3rd and 3, maybe 3rd and a long 3 we'll call it. Some band tunes here from the marching band. Trying to get the audience fired up. Perez takes a high snap, hands it off to Schmidt. Swarmed behind the line of scrimmage at the 35-yard line. It will be 4th and 5 for the Grizzlies on their own 35.
And they will be forced to punt.
Perez seems to be doing it all. He's taking a few handoffs in the first half. He was playing quarterback there, and now he drops deep to punt this ball away for the Grizzlies. Looks like Tagliaferro is deep to receive the punt. That clock keeps ticking away, just under 10 minutes to go in the game. Coach Matthews has to be pleased with this outcome here. Punt is away. bounces at about the 44-yard line and gets a very positive roll for the Grizzlies as it is trickling out of bounds at the 22-yard line. So a 22-yard bounce after a decent punt, and Perez sticks the Bedford Bulldogs back on their own 22 to start their third possession.
I don't know if you caught Hunter Long kind of waving his arms, kind of coaxing the ball out about, to keep rolling.
Sure did.
Cross-country team is competing tomorrow at the Manchester Invitational. That's going to be at Dairyfield Park, and you can follow the results live at millenniumrunning.com. See how our team's doing.
The Bulldogs are resting many of their starters, getting prepared for next week's tilt against Nashua South, again back here, 6:30 p.m. on Friday. May brings his offense to the field, up to the line of scrimmage. Looks like Nolan Arnold might have been lined up on the wrong side, so they shift him over to the left. May barks out the signals, takes the snap, hands it off. Martino out to the left side. Gets the edge, gets a lot more than just an easy run, and breaks a couple tackles into the backfield. Now he's getting out and away down to the 22-yard line for the Grizzlies, but we do have a flag that is laying on the field back here at the Bulldogs' 29-yard line.
Yeah, Jaden Perez, he's the speed demon on that Grizzlies team. He was able to track him down and make the tackle, but like you said, a flag is going to bring it back, so Brady Martino's long run all for naught.
Crafty run though for Martino. We see some glimpses of what he can do. The senior getting some time on the field, and unfortunately his teammates didn't help him out there as the dirty laundry sits on the field at the 29. They'll back him up. It's a 10-yard penalty.
Holding
it is
call.
A spot foul here in high school, so it will go back to their own 18-yard line. That will be first and about 13, 14 yards.
Mm-hmm. I believe you're right.
Back to the line of scrimmage with the Bulldogs offense is Jack May. Takes the snap, hands it off. Out to the right-hand side, we have another flag down on the field, and out and away for a big gainer. That's Sam Sargento, but again, a flag in the backfield at about the 11-yard line, and another flag late. Two more flags come sailing in. I mean, there is dirty yellow hankies everywhere on the field right now.
Yeah, Sargento almost got caught in the backfield there, but he was able to evade that one tackle, and he had a lot of space along the sideline, brought down at the 40-yard line, but again, another big gain is going to get erased here by a penalty.
So the officials have probably three things to sort out here. The first penalty was back at the Bedford 11-yard line, where one of the officials talks. And then two more flags came in at the end of the play.
Looks like a personal foul on Bedford and on Goffstown, offsetting calls here. So I'm not sure what happens when you have three calls and two of them are on one team.
Well, I think you're going to play the whole stinking play over again.
So they all even out.
Everything offsets is my guess. So we're still going to have a 1st and 14 from the 18-yard line is how I'm looking at it.
So it's face mask on the Grizzlies.
Okay, so
they're going to indicate first down.
They mark off 5 yards against the Grizzlies. Now they're marching back 15 yards for the Bulldogs. So it looks like it's going to be a 1st and 10 at the Grizzlies 49 for the Bulldogs. I'm not sure what the flag was back on the 11.
Yeah, that's interesting. Oh, you know what? That might have been the face mask, right? That's where he almost got tackled in the backfield.
And it's tough to see here. We don't have cameras down on the field like you might see on a professional broadcast. That's no knock to the BCTV crew. Don't get me wrong, Bill Jennings.
Or Corey Parker and his window cleaning crew.
We do the best we can, and we rely on the officials to tell us what's going on. So there might have been two flags thrown for the same foul. at the end of that play.
What I think happened was it was offsetting personal fouls after the play, which is why Bedford is up on the 50-yard line rather back on their own 18.
Whatever the case, 1st and 10, the Bulldogs have the ball on the Grizzlies 49. May in the backfield with one running back to either side. In motion is Westcott. Snap given off now to the left side here. Getting around the edge is Sargento down to the Grizzlies 35-yard line.
That's good
where
for
he
first.
is pulled out of bounds. And yes, it will be a first down. Looks like they'll mark him out at the 36-yard line, but still enough to move the chains ahead. 6.5 to go here in the game. 43-0 is the Bedford lead over the Goffstown Grizzlies.
So Bedford has already outscored their entire season. They had scored 40 points in the last 3 games, and they're at 43 now. So they've literally doubled their output in one game.
2 touchdowns by Sphere, 2 touchdowns by McAuliffe, 1 each for Russell and Casamasino. Extra points along the way, including some 2-point conversions, and 43-0 is your score. May takes a high snap, hands it off to Sargento. He's getting out to the left-hand side, breaks the tackle nicely on a stiff arm. A lot of room to run as he's down to about the 15-yard line. Tackled down on the 14, and another first down for the Bulldogs. They're going to mark him at the 15-yard line, so 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs on the Grizzlies 15 as they head in and look to make some more successful plays towards the end zone.
Yeah, these bench players have been pretty impressive.
They sure have. It seems like we have some Grizzlies bench players in as well, calling out a couple of new numbers on tackles and whatnot. May again. 2 receivers left, tight right, 2 backs in the backfield. Takes the snap a little bit high, hands it off. Left side, sweeping out to the left, cutting back into the middle, down to the 4-yard line. Great run by Lennox Williams, the sophomore running back.
And a nice shoestring tackle there by number 34, who is not on our Goffstown roster, unfortunately, so we can't give him the credit he's due.
But he did save a touchdown there as he just grabbed the ankle of Williams. Williams stumbles ahead for first down yardage, but not quite the touchdown that he was seeking. 1st and goal from the 4. Just under 4.5 to go in the game. May in the gun. Takes the snap, looks left, back to the right-hand side. Over the head of his receiver out on the right side was Lennox Williams. But that pass was just a little bit out of reach.
That makes it 2nd and goal from the 4.
So we'll see some substitutions. Again, May comes over to the side, gets the play from Coach Matthews. This is valuable time for Jack May. Getting some time in varsity action here. Helps with his confidence and experience.
Clock is down to 3:30 left in regulation.
May back to the line of scrimmage. Westcott is offset left. High snap. Gets away from May, and it's covered by the Grizzlies. I mentioned it a couple times earlier as May was trying to corral high snaps on that shotgun for a few snaps in a row, and this one's just out of reach.
Yeah, great recovery there. It was number 78, Chris Hardy for Goffstown, falling on that loose ball. And you can see the snaps getting higher and higher as the possession went on. And that's something that I think the Bulldogs need to work on, obviously. We saw that happening in the jamboree. They kind of got it under control. But, wow, if you can't get the ball back to your quarterback, that's just a recipe for disaster. In normal situations, obviously, it doesn't matter here, but you hate to see it.
Tough exchange there, leads to the fumble, and the Grizzlies take over on their own 10-yard line. Another player trotting out for the Grizzlies. getting onto the field. Perez again is in at quarterback for the Grizzlies. Motion here. Jet sweep to the right-hand side, having some room, but then quickly getting snuffed out.
That was Poltroneri on the tackle there.
It was Gabe Rodriguez on the carry. Poltroneri, as you mentioned, came up for the tackle.
Under 2 minutes left to play.
No gain there. 2nd and 10. Grizzlies on their own 10-yard line. (43-0) is still your score. Second half touchdown by Casamassino. Noah weaving his way through the Grizzlies defense. PAT was successful by Shaheen, and those are the only points in the second half now. Breaking a tackle here, the Grizzlies getting ahead for first down yardage. Billy Schmidt gets out and beyond the 20-yard line to the 22. He's slow to get up there.
Zach Jones with the tackle for Bedford, along with help from John Nazer. Let's quickly give our credits, our closing credits here. Bill Jennings on camera, Dale Bird on replays, Andrew Fenn also back in the studio running things.
He's Harry Kozlowski. I'm Corey Munzer-Tiger. We're taking under a minute to go here and anticipating the last minute's going to go quickly as it is running time. Perez is in the gun again with the Grizzlies down 43-0. Schmidt again breaking tackles. The ball pops out.
Picked up.
Attar picks it up, scoops and looks to score. Met and carries the tackler in 5 yards for a touchdown. That is Josh Attar with the fumble recovery and return for TD.
The scoop and score.
Great for the senior there as it pops right out and hops right into his hands.
So Attar with a 27-yard return of a fumble to score a touchdown with 35 seconds left. The insult added to injury.
Well, you know, that's not really his fault either. I mean, what are you going to do in that situation?
Exactly.
He made a great play, scooped it up, and you have to feel happy for him as the senior gets an opportunity on the defensive side of the ball. The ball popped right into his hands, and he took it to the house. So the point after attempt here.
It's going to be Waleed Shaheen again.
Again, the defense coming up big for the Bulldogs, even with the second stringers in there. And congratulations to Josh Attar on that scoop and score. Nice play. Snap is back. Hold is down. Line drive. Kick is no good. Low and left. So Shaheen misses the second one. And the score will stay 49-0 with 35 seconds left in the game.
And no doubt the game will probably end after the kickoff. For this chilly evening here in Bedford, a huge victory for the Bulldogs. And you know, a tough season so far for the Grizzlies. You know, this is a proud franchise. This is a team that's actually had the upper hand on Bedford throughout their series. They won the last 3 contests. So Bedford finally getting on the winning side of a Grizzlies Bulldogs game here in a big way, making up for the last 3, I'd say.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, a very young squad, and it does not get easier for the Grizzlies next week as they travel down to Stellos and will play Nashua North on Friday, September 30th at 6:30 p.m. So all those folks in Goffstown looking to travel down to Nashua to support their team. Kickoff here. Shaheen will kick. Worm burner. Tipped by the Grizzlies at the 25-yard line. Picked up and tackled there at the 27 or 28-yard line. And that'll likely do it here tonight.
Yeah, 20 seconds to go. They probably won't line up to snap.
Another shutout victory here for the Bulldogs. They're second on the season. And that'll do it. Congratulations to the Bedford Bulldogs. They increased their record to 3-1. The Goffstown Grizzlies will drop to 0-4 after tonight's victory. Again, thank you very much to the BCTV crew, WBNH crew, Dale Bird, Andrew Fenn, Bill Jennings. For Harry Kozlowski, I'm Corey Munzer-Tiger. We'll sign off for tonight. We'll see you next Friday. Have a great night.